if you've ever filmed anything, you know shooting between, let's just say, around 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. are the worst time ever outside. You're dealing with harsh sunlight. Now, maybe if you have internal NDs, a massive crew, all these things could really, really benefit you shooting outside. But when you're a small filmmaker, a young filmmaker, an indie filmmaker, you have the challenge of being a one-man crew, or at most for me, 2 to 3. Now, when one of your crew members, and your best crew member, Sam, who's playing the side character in this scene, is in the scene, you're losing any help you have. Now, coming up later on, there's also the difficulty I faced today, and I'm going to be explaining how I dealt with all of these challenges of me needing to direct, shoot, and act, which I will never probably do again unless it's on a much bigger scale. Right now I'm working with Adrian, who is the lead character for this new short film, Patience and Violence. His name is Jimmy Mack, and he was tasked by me to do some improv, where right now we're working together on how we can make this scene better, because the scene was not working. The emotions were not in the right spot for where I wanted it to be, and story is the most important part. And we were wondering right now, the blocking that I wanted is they're in the car. He kind of starts a little bit upset, but then he gets an idea, which leads him to get out of the car quickly, running out, and you'll see coming up how I blocked this, where I start in close with the gimbal. Oh yeah, so we're using a reflector to try to get some of this harsh daylight, but it was so difficult trying to just bounce light into the car. We found I have this giant tree in my yard, and thankfully that had some good shade to try to deal with, again, this harsh sunlight. I hate daylight. It just makes it so much harder on yourself when you have bad lighting, or not even bad lighting, just harsh lighting. Probably should have had something to diffuse the light over my actors, but when you're doing moving shots, we were also on a time crunch because we were trying to do 2. These are the final scenes we filmed. Trying to do these 2 scenes. This was rescheduled, so we were just trying to get it done. Then I had to go pick up my cousin. So everything was just on a tight schedule, and we're just trying to make it work, which is just what you have to do as an indie filmmaker. Sometimes you're not going to want to do it. Sometimes you're just going to have to tough it out and get it done, especially in harsh light. It's so hard to see, especially if you don't have an external monitor, which I don't. I was looking at this little LCD on my Canon R6 Mark II, and I was just hoping that everything turned out okay. And thankfully, I didn't completely. That's part 1 done, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian, we just did the 1 take. How did it feel doing that many? I threw improv on him because I didn't like.
It improves my acting. Improv is key.
Improv improves acting. Just came out that. Now I'm going to pick up my cousin, and then we're doing a second shot of the day.
Oh, yeah. That thing will either bounce light.
So now I am tasked with being an actor. I don't think I'm the worst actor in the world, but I'm very, very out of practice. Sam and I used to make YouTube videos together, and I used to be in skits doing that. So talking to the camera is not something I struggle with, but how I was talking was really bothering me. I've been so locked in as being a director and cinematographer and writer that I've been really struggling being an actor. And Sam hasn't really shot stuff in a long time. He's been a grip and producer. So we were each doing something we both did not have a lot of practice in. And when you're shooting in broad daylight, it's so difficult. I was trying to set up the shot and have Sam monitor it, but it's so hard to tell on the screen. It's so hard to expose right, especially when you're wearing white or lighter shirts. Stuff just gets so overexposed so quickly. Sam had the great idea to put this umbrella up on his C-stand, which is honestly a lifesaver because the camera will overheat. There's so many issues, and Sam and I did as good as we could. But it was really difficult, and it was so hot. We were literally, I felt so bad for my cousin, who was basically just melting out there. We set up a fan, got him a Powerade, gave him, things that the union filmmakers would do. And props again to the whole team here helping this project get made to come out, because I really could not do it. I mean, I was mentally just all of them reminding, hey, let's just keep doing it. And now in the movie, I'm not going to beat around the bush. This is the weakest scene in the movie. I think because I'm not able to fully focus on anything here. I'm not able to control what's going on. So I think the story hurt from that because it's so focused on what I'm saying. And everything that what I was saying there is everything that I'm trying to do is, and I was just so scattered. Dealing with this harsh light is already something that's so difficult, combined with the fact that the scene was a rewritten scene. It wasn't the strongest. It was a little bit too goofy. It doesn't make complete sense, but maybe you won't even notice that when you watch the film. But thank you for watching this breakdown, this behind the scenes. I'm a 20-year-old filmmaker based out of Michigan and Southwest Michigan and Chicago. Have a great day.
It's a little hot today.